Good morning. Yes, I've got the sound on, so that's good. Oh my goodness, it took a bit to get here this morning. Apologies for that because I did say I was going to be at 8 o'clock this morning. I had turned the computer off last night and I'd forgotten about that this morning and I did sleep in, so it took a half hour for it to actually boot up. So my timing was a bit off. Apologies. So we're here though, and I'm just about to turn on my iPad to just monitor what we're doing over on Soulpreneurs, because I have gone live there as well as the usual Facebook and YouTube. So, goodness, now I can take a breath. And I'm just going to put my website there, the one that I love to share as far as the readings itself goes. And it has the live stream of the YouTubes as well on that one. So here we go. Good morning to you, Sarah. It's lovely to see you here. And Rena, morning to you. And we have Penny. Good morning to Penny. Now, I don't know if I've seen you here before. Welcome. And to those who are in replay land when you watch it, welcome. Now, I'm going to move over to the cards straight away. Tune into your psychic senses, your spirit guides, connect with them as well, and just what you feel in the gut feeling as you're listening and watching. Take what you need to as the messages that the spirit world or universe or whatever you call it is going to bring for you. And I knew I hadn't lined that up properly. There we go. And I've probably still got that focused in a Zoom mode. I do have. Let's go back to the around naught. I'm just trying to find where it would normally start at so I can get that balance right. There we go. And here we've got the owl card. Now you know that I usually start with an owl card, so I will again this morning. So a wise old owl sat on an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why aren't we like that wise old bird? And isn't it wonderful how that's stayed in focus all the time? We really needed to hear that one, didn't we? So there we go. And what we've got this morning is the fairy tale Lenormand deck. And I will bring my pencil instead of the fingers, the Apple pencil. Fairy tale Lenormand deck, this is the tin it comes in, and that's the back of the card deck. Now I am going to bring it into the Zoom now, so we won't have the pencil there, because I do want us to see the cards more clearly as a specific. So here we go. As much as I can fit it in, I could probably fit that in up there and go just that tiny bit closer. Or can I? No, look, I'll leave it like that. And we'll put the owl there to remind us of that focus as well. Okay. Now, the thing that I thought of this morning is, because we haven't used this deck much at all, it is one of my more relatively recent ones in the last few years, but I just haven't used it. So here is the guidebook. What I was wanting to do with this is choose, instead of the regular spread that I've had that I've probably been using for the last 3 or 4 years as an almost only. Oh, good morning, Kim. Good morning. Good morning. Heart goes out to your family too. I did notice a post elsewhere about a loss. So, yes, my heart does go out to you. So what I thought that we would do is use a spread from this fairy tale guidebook. I decided I didn't know enough about what was behind the story of this particular deck, and I really did want to explore it further, and I thought, well, if I do, you may as well, because with the cards that I'd used yesterday, there was that sense of notifications. Whoops, I seem to never remember to put them off, do I? Turn them off. So with the sense of curiosity I had about, well, actually, what are some of the behind-the-scenes meaning of how the author wrote these up in the guidebook. So I actually decided this morning, I think I might do a little bit more of an in-depth, not every morning, certainly won't be for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday mornings, because I know I'll be in a bit of a rush. But I thought I may use this particular spread to become more familiar with it, that is in this book. It's called a fan spread, and it's obviously it's in a fan. The way that we read this apparently is using these at the top to be the fan pieces explanation of what is the main message of the reading, which is this, that's, you know, the stem of the fan, I suppose, that base of the fan. So we're using this as the main message, but it's actually read 1, 2, 3, 4 to bring about that meaning. And with the Sun card, and I thought, well, because I have got some time today, I'm apologise if you haven't got the full time. I mean, there still is the replay later for those who'd like to watch in more depth, you know, to get the full gist of it. Good morning, Sharon. Shaz. I keep saying, yes, your name is Sharon, but I do call you Shaz, don't I? But good morning. So with this, I thought, well, I will spend a little bit more time on it this morning and actually refer to the guidebook. So with the Sun, and that's because there are many of these that are coming from the basis of a fairy tale. But when I looked into some of the meanings of some of yesterday's, the origin, you know, like the original fairy tale wasn't the one I thought it was, or I didn't know the original fairy tale. Some of them have been Disneyfied, you may expect in these years. So yeah, it was interesting as I went back through them. So with the Sun, that correlates. It does have the correlation to a playing card down the bottom. I didn't notice that yesterday. How's that? And definitely is because all playing cards have been originated with that sort of intention of, I think pretty much as soon as a playing card deck was invented, that it was put towards fortune telling. So here it's to the Ace of Diamonds, and the key words for this one, for the Sun, is opportunities, success, and vitality. So in the tale, and these are some of the fairy tales, I had no idea what their titles were. So in the tale Little Daylight, a beautiful young princess is cursed to sleep through each day and awaken each night transformed into an old woman. She's doomed until her hero arrives, hence the depiction on the card. When he sees her as an old dying woman, he feels sorry for the old woman, so he kisses her. That breaks the spell. You see the sun shining down on them in this card because he was successful. Surrounding them are resilient moonflowers, which represent the cycles Princess Daylight had to go through before her own reward came. The prince took the opportunity to kiss an old woman out of the goodness of his heart. When the sun shines in your reading, good things are coming. The world will sparkle with chances for you. Look for openings in your life. When you take advantage of them, success will naturally follow. Sometimes those lucky events can be disguised like Princess Daylight in her crone form. It's not always easy to see potentials for success. So when the sun shines, pay attention to hidden opportunities and avenues for growth. So when the sun's overhead, good things are coming your way. So that is a full explanation of this, the Sun card, as the first in this fan spread. So the second card being Fox, that comes in as the 9 of clubs in a playing deck, and that is card number 14. I do have, this is a really tight little guidebook. It's very hard to open and read, so it's why I do need to look down to keep the pages open, because it's so stiff. I've not used it before. until yesterday. So here we go with the fox. Let me point to it. This is the one I'm reading, the fox. And it's playing card 9 of clubs. The key words are rule breaker, doing the unexpected, and deception. So the fox shown here is representative of the tricksters in the land of fairy tales. Rather than being from one specific tale, he is the wolf, the coyote, the imp who wants to play tricks on you. When this card appears, someone isn't doing what he's supposed to do, or it may be his role to break the rules. While being deceived can seem like a bad thing, this can be a good card, meaning fate is working in your favour. But don't expect all the rules to be followed when this redhead shows up. Be cautious before you accept any story as fact. If you're given new responsibilities at work, you may not come with more money right away. Oh, they may not come, yep. You might not be paid straight away for what is the worth. Redheads are associated with this card, so pay special attention to anyone with auburn locks. They could be there to teach you a lesson in deception. An interesting card, that one, isn't it? So not all is possibly what it seems. Now we have the lady that is Ace of Spades, and that is card 29. Just let me move over to that one. And I find this quite interesting. I haven't read through all the guidebook at all. I'm just doing them as I'm seeing these cards like I did yesterday. Here we go, the lady as peasant or princess. It is either Ace of Spades, and the keywords for this card, of course, is lady, woman, female influence, female partner, soulmate. So there are two versions of the lady. You can choose the princess or the peasant as you like. The lady is the quintessential feminine figure of the land of fairy tales. The princess needs her love match in all the classic tales. She is the one who makes the hero yearn to be better. Feminist leanings aside, the lady represents the feminine side of life. Here, our princess wears a crown featuring purple, one of the colours associated with royalty. She dresses to influence those around her. She's not without power of her own. In the peasant lady, we feature Cinderella. Remember that no matter if our lady is a servant or a princess, her role in the tale is important. Her presence in the Lenormand deck is straightforward. If your question is for a woman, this card is that woman. So if you are a woman, that is you. If it's for a man, she is the woman in his life or the one he's looking for. So pay attention to her hands. Is she reaching for a particular card? This is in the grand tableau spread or the larger spread, which I'm going to explore next weekend. Who or what is she looking at? What card can be significant in any reading about love? And here she's actually looking toward the fox, isn't she? And the prince. So it correlates. There could be some little warning there with the fox between the two of these cards. Now we have the rider. That is the main gist of the story, card number 1. So the rider, playing card 9 of hearts, as we can see down here. And the key words for the rider are success, victory, good news, dreams realised. So in The Enchanted Horse is the fairy tale for this one. A magical horse brings a prince and princess together, but then a crafty sultan uses that same horse to kidnap the princess. The prince she loves must be wily in how he defeats the powerful sultan. He succeeds in his goal and uses the same magical horse to escape with his love back to his own kingdom. The rider is the card of success. This can be news of a victory or the realisation of a dream. Our princess had her dreams answered when her love rescued her. Her prince achieved his victory. When the rider shows up in your reading, know that you'll see victory wherever the rider is heading. What is behind the rider could show you the path to your triumph. This is again to a larger spread. All the amazing things you want out of life could be coming your way when the rider approaches. So, who is riding towards you is a good question to ponder with this enchanting card. Note that it can also be used for a male lover if you've got a male interest in your life. That to me sounds like success. So here we are with these 4 cards, just such a small spread, and it's actually got quite a lot of meaning. Here we have that is an alternative way of looking at things, and to see probably and that foretelling of something that might be an awareness you need to know about. And here we have the success of the son and the lady, the stories behind it, with the rider being the main message that there is success in whatever you are choosing to do today, in what you're already planning, and to the people around you connecting. It's a very interesting way to read the cards in this type of spread. Good morning, Kerry Ann. You've popped in at the right time to see a different spread, a different set of cards again. Well, different, it's the yesterday's, but I'm going to be focusing on this deck more, well, for the next however long it feels right, until I feel that we've got a really good grasp on the fairy tale Lenormand and the different spread that we are exploring, that I'm going to explore, and you with me. I hope that makes sense anyway. So thank you for allowing me to take a little more of your time this morning, and just expressing in a different way, with different cards, different spreads, how we can explore whatever it is that we are moving toward in our day, in our pathway for the day, in meanings that might pop up for you that really connect. So, and thank you, oh, Kim. Yes, thank you. Heartbroken for your niece and great nephews. Yes, have a great day. Thank you so much for sharing that, and healing energies in your sorrows. Thank you. And also to Sarah, who's saying, thank you, magical cards, wishing everyone a blessed day with love and joy. And thank you for those blessings. To each and every one of you, a blessing for the day. It's absolutely, like, as a mini weather report, I nearly forgot that. It was raining overnight, and it's cloudy, and it's mild outside. It's not freezing cold, but it is cold. It is still winter. But it's going to move forward through the seasons still, isn't it? We live with all of that as part of our pathway, isn't it? So be warm or cool if you're the other side of the world, in whatever way that you need to experience life. Be the best that you can at it. And we'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.